Welcome everyone. Today I have an incredible story that will not only inspire you, but also improve your English listening skills. It's the story of one of the most admired women in the world, Princess Diana. Her life wasn't just a fairy tale. It was filled with challenges, triumphs, and a beauty that went beyond her outward appearance. Princess Diana was a true icon, someone who captured the hearts of millions around the world. By the end of this story, I promise you'll admire her as much as I do. Are you ready to listen to an amazing journey of love, courage, and kindness? Let's begin. On July 1st, 1961, a baby girl was born who would change the world. Her name was Diana Frances Spencer, and she was born into an aristocratic family in Norfolk, England. From the moment she arrived, her life was destined for something special. Diana's family was part of the British nobility, and she was the fourth of 5 children. But even as a young child, Diana stood out. There was something about her, a light in her eyes that made her look like an angel. Diana was no ordinary child. She had a smile that could warm even the coldest of hearts. Her eyes, a sparkling blue, seemed to tell stories without words. And her voice, it was soft, gentle, yet full of strength. People couldn't help but be drawn to her kindness. She wasn't just beautiful on the outside. She was a beautiful soul, full of compassion and love. Her parents, Edward Spencer and Frances Roche, were aristocrats, but their marriage was far from perfect. Sadly, when Diana was just 7 years old, her parents' marriage fell apart and they divorced. This was a difficult time for Diana, but it also taught her the power of resilience. Even at a young age, Diana learned how to keep going despite the sadness in her life. Growing up, Diana was often shy and quiet, but there was a magnetic energy about her that people couldn't ignore. She was very close to her family, especially her brothers and sisters. Despite the challenges she faced, she always remained positive. Diana had a deep love for children and animals. She would often spend hours volunteering and helping those in need, showing her compassionate side. Even as a teenager, she loved to help others. Whether it was teaching kids or working with the elderly, she was determined to make a difference. And she did. Diana wasn't someone who waited for opportunities, she created them. Her passion for helping others would eventually become a central part of her life, one of the many reasons people adored her. In 1977, Diana's life took a turn that would change everything. At just 16 years old, she met Prince Charles, the heir to the British throne. The connection between them was immediate. Diana, with her sweet smile and natural beauty, caught Charles's eye. But there was something more about her, something beyond the glitter of royalty. Diana was real. She didn't pretend to be someone else, and Charles, despite his royal duties and responsibilities, was drawn to her honesty and charm. They began dating, and their relationship became the subject of intense media attention. Diana, still so young, was now in the spotlight. The world was watching her every move, but it didn't change her. Diana remained humble, down to earth, and incredibly kind. She wasn't just the girl dating a prince. She was becoming a woman the world would soon admire for much more than her beauty. On July 29, 1981, the world held its breath. Diana and Charles were married in a ceremony at St. Paul's Cathedral in London. It was called the wedding of the century, and for good reason. Diana was every little girl's dream of a princess come true. Her wedding dress, with its 25-foot train, was breathtaking. She was a vision in white, the kind of beauty that seemed impossible in real life. She looked like a true fairy tale princess, the kind that belonged to storybooks. The streets of London were packed with thousands of people cheering for the new couple. Diana, with her soft smile and graceful walk, captured everyone's hearts. People from all over the world were watching, and they couldn't get enough of the new princess. But beyond the glamour, Diana's heart was full of love and hope. She dreamed of a life filled with happiness, family, and service to others. In 1982, Diana and Charles were blessed with their first child, a son named Prince William. The world celebrated this new addition to the royal family. Diana was overjoyed to become a mother. She was determined to be the best mom she could be. She loved William with all her heart and made sure he was raised with love and kindness, away from the pressures of royalty as much as possible. 2 years later, in 1984, Diana gave birth to another son, Prince Harry. Once again, the world celebrated the royal family's growing happiness. Diana's love for her children was beyond anything. She was not just a princess, she was a mother who cared deeply for her boys. Diana took them on trips, played with them, and made sure they had as normal a childhood as possible. But behind the smiles, the royal family was not as perfect as it seemed. Though Diana had everything anyone could dream of: wealth, fame, beauty, her life wasn't easy behind closed doors. Her marriage was falling apart. Diana and Charles's relationship became more distant. The media, always watching, made things even harder for them. Diana felt trapped in a world of royal duties and expectations, but she longed for freedom, for love, and for happiness. In 1992, after years of struggles, Diana and Charles separated. The divorce was finalized in 1996, and Diana found herself facing the world alone. But this was not the end for her. In fact, this was just the beginning of her next chapter. Diana's divorce didn't stop her from being the amazing woman she was. She channeled her pain into something beautiful. She became even more dedicated to her charity work, helping children, the sick, and the less fortunate. She used her public platform to raise awareness for important causes like AIDS and landmine removal. Diana's personal struggles only made her more relatable to the world. She showed that even someone as famous as a princess could go through hardships and overcome them with strength. She didn't just want to be admired for her beauty and title, she wanted to make a difference. And she did. She took on causes that no one else would. She shook hands with people with AIDS when the world was afraid to even touch them. She walked through minefields to show the danger of landmines, showing incredible bravery. She was more than just a royal. She was a force of nature. The world watched her every move. But this time, she wasn't just the royal wife. She was Diana, a woman who had endured, survived, and thrived. The past year had been filled with heartbreak, but Diana was not one to sit and dwell in sadness. She was ready to make a change, not just for herself, but for the world. Diana didn't let her personal struggles define her. Instead, she became a voice for those who were forgotten by society. She was determined to make a difference in the world, and she used her fame to spotlight causes that needed attention. Her charity work became the heart and soul of her public life. At a time when many were still afraid to touch those with AIDS, Diana was unafraid. She held their hands, kissed their cheeks, and treated them with the dignity and care they deserved. Her actions spoke louder than any words could. Diana was changing the world, one act of kindness at a time. In 1997, she famously walked through an active minefield in Angola, showing the world the deadly effects of landmines. She wasn't just a symbol of grace and beauty, she was a symbol of courage. Her willingness to take such personal risks brought global attention to the landmine crisis, saving countless lives and changing the way the world viewed humanitarian issues. Despite all of her accomplishments, Diana's personal life still had its challenges. She was a mother, first and foremost, and her love for her children, Prince William and Prince Harry, never wavered. Even though her marriage had ended in pain, Diana found new strength as a single mother. She didn't let the pressures of royal life keep her from raising her sons with love, honesty, and care. Diana was committed to giving her boys the most normal life possible, despite the extraordinary circumstances they lived in. But it wasn't just her children who saw Diana's strength. The world did. Her vulnerability, her kindness, and her ability to rise above her struggles made her a beacon of hope for millions. She showed that even a princess could feel lonely, lost, and hurt, and that was okay. It was what made her human. Her willingness to be open about her struggles with depression and her failed marriage helped break the silence around mental health, making her an even greater role model. Her journey was not one of perfection, it was one of resilience. Diana embraced her flaws, her struggles, and her fears, and she taught others to do the same. She showed the world that strength does not come from perfection. It comes from facing life's challenges with courage and grace. In August 1997, just a few months after her visit to Angola, tragedy struck. Diana's life was cut short in a car accident in Paris. The world was in shock. Princess Diana, the woman who had inspired millions, who had given so much of herself to others, was gone. But even in her death, she left behind a legacy that would never be forgotten. Her funeral was watched by millions, and it was a moment that brought the world together in grief. But Diana would not be remembered for her tragic death. She would be remembered for her life, for the love she gave, for the causes she championed, and for the way she made people believe that kindness, courage, and compassion could change the world. Princess Diana's death may have been a loss to the world, but her legacy lives on in so many ways. Her sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, continue to carry the torch she lit. They have dedicated their lives to the causes that were important to their mother, working on mental health awareness, charity work, and supporting the vulnerable. Diana's influence is seen in their efforts, and through them, her love and compassion continue to shine brightly. Diana's legacy also lives on through the many charities she supported. The Diana Princess of Wales Memorial Fund continues to raise money for causes close to her heart, like children's hospitals, AIDS research, and landmine removal. Her dedication to making the world a better place never stopped, and it never will. What can we learn from Princess Diana's life? Her story is a powerful reminder that no matter how hard life gets, there is always hope. Diana faced tremendous challenges, but she didn't let them define her. Instead, she used her pain as a stepping stone to help others, to be a voice for the voiceless, and to show the world that love and kindness are the most powerful forces we have. She teaches us that beauty isn't just about appearances, it's about what's inside. It's about the way you treat others, the way you lift them up when they are down. Diana's beauty was not just in her smile or her elegance, it was in her heart. It was in her unwavering commitment to making the world a better place. And perhaps the most powerful lesson Diana left behind was this: no matter how difficult life gets, we can always rise again. We can always find the strength to move forward. Life is about more than just surviving. It's about living with purpose, with love, and with a heart full of compassion. As we reflect on the life of Princess Diana, we can see that her story didn't end with her death. In many ways, it was just the beginning. Her legacy lives on through every life she touched, every cause she supported, and every heart she inspired. Diana was more than just a princess. She was a symbol of hope, courage, and love, a beacon that continues to shine brightly even today. So, as you go forward in your life, remember Diana's message. When life gets tough, when the road seems impossible, know that you have the strength to rise again. Know that kindness, compassion, and love are the greatest tools you have to make a difference in the world. Diana's life wasn't perfect, but it was beautiful in its imperfections. She showed us that beauty, in its truest form, is found in the heart, and that is a lesson we will carry with us forever. Princess Diana's story is one of resilience, love, and kindness. She may not be with us today, but her legacy continues to inspire millions. Her life reminds us that even in our darkest moments, we can find light and hope. So take inspiration from her journey. No matter what you face, you have the power to overcome it with strength, grace, and a kind heart. This is the end of Princess Diana's story for now, but her legacy will live on in all of us. Let her life be a reminder to live with purpose, to be kind, and to always find strength in the face of adversity.